So now you should be getting pretty good at this. All right, so this is what our finished product will look like. Okay, so obviously you would do your name. And what we're going to do first is we're going to draw 2 parallel lines. You can use your ruler. So I'll draw one on top of the ruler and one on bottom of the ruler. Okay, and notice how I leave a little bit of space between my first line and the edge of the paper. And then I'm going to divide my paper in half. And it's 11 inches, so it's 5.5. Okay, so that's the halfway. Okay. So if your name is Sienna, for example, you have 6 letters in your name. All right, so that would be the halfway point right there, right? Okay, now let's say your name had 7 letters in it. Okay, so we'll just say Sienna with 2 N's, just because I can't think of another name. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the E would actually be right in the middle. Okay, but since we're doing Sienna with 6 letters, we're going to have one E on the E on one side and the N on the other side. So I'm just going to erase all this. I just want to get it out of the way. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you always start with the middle letters because you want your design to be nice and balanced. All right, so I'm going to put my E right here. And notice how I will be only using capital letters. Now I'm not filling my letters all the way in yet because I'm going to make block letters, okay? And then I'll do the N. Keep it simple, especially when you're a beginner. Okay. And now I'm going to go and I'm going to make block letters. Now I always find it easier to use my ruler, especially for the straighter lines. Okay, it just looks nicer. Okay.
I'm trying to make your letters even. What I'm trying to say with that is about the same width. Okay, you don't want to have one part to be really thin and then one part really thick. Just looks nicer, cleaner, well balanced. That's what we're aiming for. Okay, now this is going to be a little too close, so I'm actually going to move my A over a little. You always want a little bit of space between your letters. This is not optimal right here. It's much easier to draw your letters farther apart because then it'll be easier to draw your orthogonal lines. Okay? Okay, now to the E. I'm going to bring that a little closer. It's a little too far away. Okay. So make this shorter. Bring this one closer as well. Right about here.
Okay, the S is always the hardest, so you might have to play around with that a little. That one takes a lot of practice. I've done this a lot, so I can do this a lot quicker than you. But don't give up if you have one of these S's, okay? You just got to play around with it a little. Definitely try to keep all your lines the same width. Okay, so that looks pretty good. All right, and then we erase the lines inside of our block letters. These are not the same width, and I don't really like that, but if I were drawing this and I had more time, I would change it, okay? But right now, just to show you how to do this, it'll work just fine, okay? All right, so then, or my next step is I need to make my vanishing point, and it's going to be down here, okay? I'll make a nice big dot for you to see, okay? And then I have to draw out my orthogonal lines. Remember, all of your orthogonal lines must go to the vanishing point. I'm going to use my ruler. Please use a ruler. If you don't have a ruler, you use a straight edge, like a bookmark, piece of cardboard, a greeting card, or the side of your notebook. Okay, so I'm going to start with the edge of my S. Make sure that your ruler is always anchored at your vanishing point. Okay, don't have it here, don't have it there. It needs to be on your vanishing point. And I'm just going to windshield wiper till I hit the edge of the S, and that's going to be where my first orthogonal line is going to go. It's always easier to find the spot where the orthogonal lines go when you're on the corner of a letter. It gets more challenging when you're on a curve, but if you use the windshield wiper, you're going to find that. As soon as you hit the letter, you know that's where your orthogonal line will be. Now, you always stop when you hit the letter, and you do not continue drawing the orthogonal line down to the vanishing point. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. Here's my next one. And I'll draw it all the way down. I have one here and here. Okay, and now this one is going to intersect the I, so I will stop when I hit the I, and I will not continue drawing the orthogonal line. Now notice how this line from here is the line for the I as well, so that works out. Okay, so then I come here. Here's another one that I need to draw. And I stop when I hit the letter. Okay, I go here. This one's going to be very narrow, but that's okay. That's why we need to have a nice sharp pencil. I'm pressing really hard so you can see this. When you're drawing, you should be drawing lightly. Because if you make a mistake, it's easier to erase. Okay, this one's going to be really close. Ooh, they're so close. That will not be fun to color. Okay, lesson learned here. That's why you want your letters farther apart. All right, now because this is right above the vanishing point, we're going to have straight lines, so it's going to look a little awkward. Very awkward. Oh well, that's okay. Okay, we need one here, and we need one there. Okay. Oh, also one there. And that'll stop when it hits the letter. Okay, so it's super tiny. All right, now we're going to move on to the N. I'm going to move this arrow. That is so close, I'm not even going to bother to draw it. It's just going to be in the way. Don't forget the orthogonal up here. We often forget the orthogonals that are on the upside of the letters. If you're not sure, you just lay your ruler down and you check it out if it's going to work or not. Okay, and I stop when I hit the letter, and I do not continue. There's one up here that I need to do. Once again, I stop when I hit the letter, and I do not continue. I need one here, one there, there, and there. This one intersects again. The A intersects with the N. That's okay. One here, one there, one here. Ooh, it's going to be close again. Oh my. There. And then one here. Now that won't work there. We don't need one there. And that's it. It looks like we have them all. Okay. So then you would erase your guidelines for your letters. You don't need those anymore. And then you're done for this part of the lesson.